The Honda Civic versus Toyota Corolla. It's one of the car world's most hotly debated topics, the clash of the hatchbacks. But let's get right down to it. Which one of these famous Japanese motors comes out on top? It's time to put the debate to rest once and for all. Round 1. First up, let's review the engines. The Civic has 2 available engines here as opposed to the Corolla's 1. That probably already puts it at an advantage, but we'll leave the details to you. We're just here to provide the stone-cold facts, and maybe a little bit of subjective along the way. Civic engine number 1. 2.0-liter inline-4, 158 horsepower, 138 foot-pounds of torque, 30 miles per gallon in city driving, and 38 miles per gallon on the highway. Civic engine number 2. 1.5-liter turbocharged inline-4, 174 horsepower, 167 foot-pounds of torque, 32 miles per gallon in city driving, and 42 miles per gallon on the highway. Corolla engine. 1.8-liter inline-4, 132 horsepower, 128 foot-pounds of torque, 28 miles per gallon in city driving, and 36 miles per gallon on the highway. The Civic is the clear winner here, leaving Corolla tasting its dust both in terms of raw performance and fuel economy. Round 2. We're moving into more subjective territory now. Let's take a look at exterior aesthetics. The Civic has 3 body styles available, and even though we're technically reviewing the hatchback style, it's an important fact that should be noted. The Civic is available in sedan, coupe, or hatchback. The current generation Civic has been here since 2016 and has had a mild facelift this year. Overall, it's a very attractive looking car, and its modern futuristic flair leaves it in good standing for this category. The Corolla, on the other hand, has remained largely unchanged since 2014, and as a result, it's beginning to look a bit dated. It's still a nice and sleek looking car for sure, but is it as nice as the Civic? Not in our opinion. Japanese flair and design always leaves their vehicles looking great, but it's the Civic that rules this category. Undoubtedly, this is more subject to personal taste, but you're not searching videos like this for diplomacy, are you? Round 3. The interior of a car is always important, arguably more important than the exterior because you're stuck in the vehicle every time you use it. As far as looks go, again the Civic for our money has the Corolla beaten out. Everything is just a touch more sleek and classy. Obviously we know this again will be down to personal taste, but in this specific round, luckily for the Corolla, it's not just looks that matter. The interior for the Corolla, much like the exterior design, comes off as a little uninspired with not much to write home about. The design and functionality, though, is a different story. The Corolla's advantage here is rear legroom. There's actually 4 more inches of it compared to the Civic, which is no small number when it comes to comfort. Controversial maybe, but we're going for the Toyota Corolla as the winner here. You can't beat a comfortable car, especially as a passenger. While the Civic still looks nicer than the Corolla, it's not quite enough to beat out the extra legroom as a perk. Final round. This automobile sparring match is almost over, but there's one last thing we need to examine before we go. You guessed it, the pricing. First, let's just clarify something off the bat. The Civic is more expensive than the Corolla. The high-end touring model comes in at $27K, and the mid-range models are in the low $20K range. However, that has nothing to do with which car is better value for money. You could argue the mechanicals packed into the Civic justify the higher price, but let's just see how much cheaper the Corolla is. The top-of-the-range XSE rolls in at around the $22,800 mark, a significant reduction on the Civic Touring at $27K. Furthermore, a decent Corolla will set you back something close to under $20K, which is great value for money considering how good the Corolla actually is. It's tough to put a final grade on this one, but we think the Honda Civic justifies the higher price and is therefore better value for money. There's nothing wrong with the XSE at $22K though, let's make that clear. Look, these are both awesome cars and have been for a very long time. This debate will rage on whatever the case may be, but for us, it's the Honda Civic which comes out on top. It's stylish, it's powerful, and it's affordable. It's a premium hatchback suitable for almost any driver out there. You just can't go wrong with a Honda Civic.